Good morning, friends. I'm so sorry I'm not able to be with you live this morning. As I noted in my email, our schedules just didn't align particularly well for today, so I apologize for that. However, I hope that this video will suffice and give you everything you need to do your new moon wishing in this super auspicious moon. There's such amazing energies happening, and while I think many people would see it as a little chaotic is the word I'll use. I actually think that there's a lot that's happening that's going to be really great for everyone. So remember that this is going to happen in 3 parts. First, we're going to do a little grounding and centering just briefly. Then I'll give you some information about this new moon in Aries and the solar eclipse that just happened. And then you'll be engaged in writing your new moon power wishes. And I attached to the email the power keywords for your wishes. So you should be able to have that document and pull that up and use it as you write your power wishes. So let's go ahead and get started. So take a moment to get your feet on the floor, sit comfortably in your chair, sit up straight and tall if you can. You really want to bring that energy up to enhance the power wishing. And I invite you to close your eyes or find a soft gaze on the floor in front of you. You can just rest your hands on your thighs or on the arms of a chair if you're sitting in a chair. And then I'd like you to just breathe for a moment and just notice the quality of your breath in this moment. Is it fast or slow? Is it tight or loose? Is it steady or is it unsteady? And whatever it is, just allow it to be. And on your next inhale, really want you to focus on inhaling that vital life force, prana, and drawing it in deeply into your belly, allowing your belly to blow up like a little balloon, and then exhale it out, anything going with it that you no longer need. Inhale deeply, bringing that energy into your body. Imagine it expanding out to all your limbs and then receding on your exhale like a wave leaving the shore. Inhale deeply again, feeding every cell in your body with that vital life force, and exhaling, allowing everything to just leave with that wave of breath, anything that you don't need anymore. And then I really want you just continue inhaling and exhaling. And I'd like you to look into your heart's desires. We're in that part of the astrology where, again, new beginnings are happening. So this is a time for you to connect with your heart, things that you really want for yourself, the ways that you can use what you want to connect with others as well. Nice deep inhale and exhale. One more inhale and exhale. And then begin to bring yourself back into this space. Wiggle your toes and fingers. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So as we begin today, I want to share with you Chani's affirmation for the week. Without guilt, shame, or reluctance, I participate in the productive act of rest. I am not so important that I can't pause. I am far too valuable to run myself ragged. Let me repeat that once. Without guilt, shame, or reluctance. I partake in the productive act of rest. I am not so important that I can't pause. I am far too valuable to run myself ragged. It's very important that we're conserving our energy and using it positively. So if you feel yourself getting tired or stressed out in any way, it's time to take a break and give yourself a chance to really rest. So moon information and solar eclipse information. First of all, right now, the new moon is in Aries. There's a lot of really powerful energy in Aries I'll share with you in a second. And Neptune is also entering Aries today, Sunday. So first time since 1865. If any of you know your history, 1865 was the end of the Civil War. So there was a lot of upheaval and things. But Neptune is signaling a new era, and many astrologers say a new world or kind of a new world order. So if you're feeling some of that upheaval and conflict arising, that's natural at this time. Neptune and Aries might be in the same parts of your chart. So if you do have a natal chart, I encourage you to take a look at it and see where Neptune is in your chart, because that's going to give you more information about where that type of energy and that kind of new beginning may be happening for you. In Aries, though, the Aries as a planet deals with war, courage, and battles. So the new moon in Aries is bringing potential conflict, or how we deal with conflict, or how we might walk through conflict, or how, honestly, conflict might get the best of us. So this could be very small conflicts. This doesn't have to be some cataclysmic conflict. So really consider, again, what's in Aries, where Aries is in your chart if you have your chart, and what things might be coming up in terms of conflict. When you have a solar eclipse, know that the energy that happens in whatever power wishes you make can really be energized for anywhere from 6 months to a year. So since this is recorded, you may want to take a little bit longer to consider some of those power wishes when we get to that part, or even take a little bit of time just to meditate on some of these concepts before you write your power wishes. Neptune's also idealistic, so you might be facing a conflict of ideals. You might want to ask yourself, what is my ideal? What do I believe in? And how do I gather with people around those particular beliefs? And those answers may be very different for each of us. But you really want to focus on your own agency, so what you can do, especially for yourself, and then what you can do to come together with other people for positive change. So you may want to think about areas of your life where you want to make positive change. If you want to think broader, you can do that as well. So we're going to take just a minute to do a little reflection, so a little bit of journaling. Actually, we're going to take 6 minutes to do this. So I'm going to give you the questions, and then you are to pause your video, set a timer for 3 minutes on the first set, set a timer for 3 minutes on the second set. So this is just to get those creative juices flowing, get you into your heart, and let you express some things before you start your power wishes. So with the final Aries eclipse, reflect on your relationship with your job, your trade, or your health. So your job, your trade, or your health. And here's the question you can consider. How has it transformed, job, trade, or health? How has it transformed or transformed you in the last 2 years? So how has your job, trade, or health transformed or transformed you in the last 2 years? 3 minutes to consider that. Pause the video. Go ahead and set your timer and just journal fast as you can, whatever comes up for you around those questions. All right, second question. Which restful rituals spark your interest? Which restful rituals spark your interest? So remember, we're looking at doing some rest for ourselves, rejuvenation. Second, as Neptune enters Aries, how might you weave more of those restful rituals into your schedule? How might you weave more of those restful rituals into your schedule? Okay. All right, again, pause the video, set your timer for 3 minutes, write quickly, fast as you can, all your ideas. Okay, welcome back. I'm going to share some information from Mariana about what's happening with the new moon. Aries is the beginning of the zodiac, so we're back to the beginning in a sense. Again, new beginnings are happening. So this is in the house of self-awareness. Very big energy for lots of personal reflection, self-awareness. We're redefining our identities through self-awareness. So this is big change for each of us, going in, again, new directions. Doesn't mean you have to give up everything you've had before. It's just, how do you want to move forward is really what it's looking at. Aries energy is daring, exuberant, brave, spontaneous, and action-oriented. So again, lots of things happening. And again, that train of planets is still pushing all that energy forward. This period is about growth through mindfulness and self-talk. So I think it's really important that you listen to that inner voice, and that means you got to shut down all the chatter, turn off your inner critic, and be able to really listen, I would say, in your heart. And then when you do that, every step that you take in that direction is building inner strength so that you can keep moving forward. Also in the mix is Chiron, the wounded healer. So you want to give care and attention to heal ourselves right now, to heal yourself. And this is especially important in putting past hurts solidly behind you. So again, new moons aren't about clearing space necessarily, but taking some time to say, okay, what is not serving me? What am I carrying around with me that I don't want anymore? I always talk about, we carry our bags with us, our baggage, right? And what baggage do you want to set down? What baggage are you like, this is old, worn out stuff. I don't need this anymore. I'm going to leave it behind. The environment of Aries also includes personality, image, vitality, self-expression, outer behavior, and self-projection. So you can consider those elements as well in the mix. Mariana says to think of this energy as the warrior, the trailblazer, the child of wonder, the dynamo, the fearless. And those of you who know me and my friends who have done fearless living training, we're all about being fearless. Remember though that fearless doesn't mean the absence of fear. Fearless means that you don't allow the frequency, length, and intensity of fear to overwhelm you. So you get to be in charge, and you can tell fear to go take a hike, right? When we say, even though I'm scared, I'm gonna do it anyway, that is being fearless, okay? All right, so this is a really good time to meditate, journal, take nature walks, do shadow work, practice affirmations. If you want to do some inner child work, I highly recommend Thich Nhat Hanh's Reconciliation, Healing the Inner Child. He has a great practice in there. And any talk therapy. So if you're considering any of those things to move forward, or you're involved in that, you may want to take some of these ideas to those practices. It's important to be listening to our inner wisdom and offering ourselves more self-compassion than ever before. Venus is also in the mix, so you want to also consider, what is it that brings you pleasure and beauty and joy? Remember, childlike wonder. You are entitled to take time to engage in those types of pursuits. Okay? So again, you have this in a recording, so you can take your time and reconsider some of those things, rewind and go back and look at those. Now, to give you context for writing your power wishes, Kiko says that the Aries new moon is bringing closure to a situation, right? So it's a new beginning. We're continuing that. We've been in that mix for a couple months now, a couple moons at least. Here's the specific things that the Aries new moon helps you with. 1, start something new. Think spring. It's renewal. It's regeneration. It's planting new seeds. So what's something new that you want to start? Make situations unfold more quickly. So if you've been working on something, now's the time you can speed that up a little bit. Leave a company in order to start your own business or to become independent. There's a lot of energy of independence right now. So this is a chance for you to say, what is it? What are the things that I want that are not connected to anybody else? Tackle a challenge with courage. Come out on top. Go forth in your chosen path. So those of you who have done work with Dharma, I can tell you that for me, doing these moon rituals is part of my chosen path. Overcome setbacks to claim victory, whatever that means to you. Live an authentic life. Make it a habit to live by intuition. And then last of all, with anything related to sports and exercise, or anything related to the face, hair, head. So if you are thinking about starting some sort of new exercise routine, or you've always wanted to do yoga and you haven't done that, this is a great time to start that. If you have had a sport or an exercise routine that you've had for a long time, it's a great time to reconsider it and say, what might make this new? Maybe there's something I've done for a long time and I'm done with that piece. I'm going to go change for a while and try a different approach. Remember that Kiko says when you are writing your power wishes, you want to visualize yourself as that new person. So again, if you're starting a new project, if you're becoming independent, taking some time to meditate on, what do I look like? What does my life look like when I follow my independent desires? What does it look like when I really exercise in the way that's going to help me? Right? Here are some examples of power wishes for the Aries new moon. I intend for my new life to begin brightly this very day. 2, I intend to embrace every opportunity and be brave enough to challenge myself. 3, I intend to carve out my own chosen path without being swayed by others. And I'm just going to make a note that last one, I think for women, is often especially challenging. But this is an opportunity for you to say, I'm going to block out all those others, and what is the thing I really want? Remember, you can make wishes for other people, yet you want to make sure that you include what you want to do for that other person. For example, you might say, I intend for my children to be happy in their new life, and I will listen supportively as they venture into that new realm. Something like that. If there is anyone struggling with intentions, here's a couple questions. These are short, so I wanted to include these. What would you like to start doing? Again, you could take these and do a little journaling before you write your power wishes if you'd like. 2, what would you like to unfold more quickly? 3, what is something you'd really like to overcome? 4, with what would you like to be number 1? And this is not a time to be shy or overly humble. These are yours. You put it out in the universe will support you. And then last of all, what is something you'd really like to ace? So again, be on top. Remember that you want to use anchoring statements. So Kiko recommends that you write anchoring statements each time. When we're together, I often just write my anchoring statement and then do my power wishes. Sometimes I go back and rewrite the anchoring statement and the power wish. Her perspective is the more you connect in with the universe with that anchoring statement, it's sort of like putting a neon sign over your head saying, hey, I'm here. Listen to my power wish, okay? Mine says, I'll just tell you mine, I am certain that the wish I am making is perfectly aligned with the will of the universe, and that it is the highest and best way to bring love and prosperity in the world. Through the wish I am making, I intend for my power and love to quickly reach all beings everywhere. In fact, I think I've written a shorter one than this, so it doesn't have to be super long. You want to incorporate your power word keywords. So those are in the email that I sent. And I'll just see if I can find them real quick so I can tell you kind of generally what they are. Remember, there's keyword, like 6, 7 keywords, and then there's specific keywords under it. So the big keywords are start, courage, uniqueness, independence, be proactive, challenge, and exercise. So any of those, and then again, they have the specific synonyms and other power words that go with that. So you now have opportunity to write those power wishes. Normally, I set the timer for 20 minutes. And let me just check here, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, so you want to set your timer for 20 minutes. Again, if you would like to take longer because this is a recording, that's perfectly fine. Okay? I plan an hour for the whole ritual. Maybe this is going to take you a little bit more or a little bit less. That's up to you. But I'm just going to tell you, I'm preparing for this moon ritual. I got very excited because there's such really, I think, great energy for making things happen. And again, I'm so sorry that we're not together. However, I'm sitting in this hotel room sending out as much positive, powerful energy as I possibly can. And I hope that as you participate in this, you do the same. And I may have a time to gather next week, I think. I mean, I need to look at my calendar to see if it can happen, just to kind of come together and say, hey, what's happening? I think it might be nice if it fits with your time frame to be able to do that. As I'm thinking about it, and I'll put this in the email, I think Tuesday probably at 5:30, if it works, would be a great time just to do a quick check-in. Doesn't even have to be long, 20 minutes, just to say, hey, what's going on, so we can reconnect with each other. So set your timer, turn the video off, let yourself go, and then when you're when you're done, come back, I'll have a little message for you. So thank you for taking the time to do your moon ritual for the new moon in Aries. I am sending out love, positive vibes, everything for you. If you are so inclined and would like to share anything via email with me, you can certainly do that. Any feedback on the video would be great, just in case I have to do this again. It's not my intention, but I know I'm traveling again in about a month, so it might be worth it for me to do one more of these. I would like us to stay connected. That's why I wanted to make sure that you had this available to you. And I'd like to leave you with a final thought. So the Buddha says, you are the creator of your own destiny. And as far as I can tell, you are all collectively bringing energy to help not only yourselves create your own destiny, but for us collectively to create our destinies. They may be going in different directions, but that energy that we bring really does support each and every one of us. And I'm so grateful for each of you for sharing that energy and bringing it to this particular group and spreading it out there. I am doing my best to spread love and positivity and productivity and peace as we're moving forward. So keep up the good work. Best wishes, and I will see you in 2 weeks for the full moon, and I'll include the date in the email. Have a great day. Have a great spring. See you soon.